Much needed victory for the Toronto Blue Jays after that gong show of an 8th inning last night. The Jays go out there today and win a close one, 1-0 over the Tampa Bay Rays, and they win a series at the Trop. I don't care how you do it, but the Jays, they found a way. And it was an emotional roller coaster ride today. Blue Jays offense can't get anything going in this game, right? We're in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Hyunjin Ryu gives up a single, and right away he's like this to the trainer, and he leaves the game. Just what the Jays need. Not only another injury, but their ace. So it ended up being a minor glute strain. Bottom line is butt hurt. No, I'm kidding. Minor glute strain for Hyunjin Ryu. Apparently, he's had this injury a couple different times in 2014 and 2017. They both ended up being IL stints. So we don't know what the future holds for Hyunjin Ryu. You know, does he make his next start? Is he okay? I don't know. I wish I had all the answers, people. But all we know is that Ryu left the game in the 4th inning of a 0-0 game. I don't think the Jays had a hit to this point. We're thinking to ourselves, this is a disaster. But then in the top half of the 5th inning, because Tim Mesa goes out and gets the 2/3 of an inning to clean out that third. I know he goes a third of an inning, gets one guy out, and that 4th inning. Top half of the 5th inning, the Blue Jays finally get some offense going. They get a couple singles here, but they have runners in the corners with one out. And who's at the plate? The young fella, Santiago Espinal. And Jays fans, everybody who loves ripping upper management, right? Ripping Atkins, ripping Shapiro because they didn't get pitching. Do you not remember that the Jays traded Steve Pearce way back when? It was a 1-year deal they signed him to. They were nowhere to be found. He hit well. You traded him to Boston, and you got one player back. That player was Santiago Espinal. And people are really starting to love this kid. Do you really hate those two guys up top now? You don't. Espinal comes up with runners in the corners and one away, and he doesn't try to do too much. He said in his postgame he was just trying to get bat to ball, and that's huge because a strikeout there, it puts you in a disaster of a situation where you can't hit with runners in scoring position. You put bat to ball, at least gives you that opportunity to bring that run home. And Espinal, he reached for it. He got the end of the bat, but he bloops it into center field for an RBI base hit from Espinal. I think it was Gurriel came in to score, if I'm not mistaken. And the Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. All right, good stuff. And after that, the bullpen locked down tight. Ladies and gentlemen, because to start off the bottom half of the 5th, Tim Mesa came out. He was out there to pitch. He got the final out of the 4th inning, went out there for the 5th, and he gave up back-to-back base runners. And it's 2 on and nobody out, just like that. And we're like, oh my God, here we go. But then comes Tyler Chatwood into the game, and he goes 1, 2, 3, inning over. What a job by Tyler Chatwood. Right there, that showed you what the Blue Jays have been missing. Right? The fact that all these bullpen injuries, Romano, Merriweather, Tyler Chatwood, you can throw Thomas Hatch's name into the mix, you know, and David Phelps for a few games. You're missing these guys. And you bring out Chatwood in a very high leverage situation there in that bottom half of the 5th, and he does a job. He gets you out of that inning. A heck of a job for Tyler Chatwood. Gives him a hit in the next inning. But who comes out? Ryan Baracchi, and he was stellar. Ryan Baracchi was absolutely stellar. You know, crazy stat. After those Tim Mesa base runners, I think one or I can't remember if both were a hit or one was a hit. Either way, that was the last hit of the ball game for the Tampa Bay Rays. Ryan Baracchi went out there and threw an inning in 2/3. Had a strikeout, no hits, no walks, no nothing. Great job for Baracchi. David Phelps goes out there. He goes an inning. 2 strikeouts and a walk for David Phelps. Heck of a job for David Phelps. And in comes Rafael Dolis looking for the 4-out save. Automatic for Rafael Dolis. And man, Since those couple of games where he struggled to start the season, he has been absolutely lights out. His stuff is moving like crazy. He's throwing a lot of strikes, and that's all Dolis needs to do. Throw a lot of strikes, and you'll be just fine. You know, he has the movement, he has the stuff, and he got his first save of the season going an inning and a third. No hits, no walks, no base runners at all. And the Blue Jays, they close out the 1-0 win over the Tampa Bay Rays. The Blue Jays only had 6 hits in the ballgame. And what we noticed in this series, and I know Buck and Dan really mentioned that on the broadcast, that the Rays pitchers were going off speed down or off speed away, and the Jays just couldn't do anything. They were chasing. They were not making cut. They were really struggling on the off speed pitches on the outer half of the plate and down because they were chasing a lot. You know, and when they weren't chasing, they weren't against Tyler Glasnow early in that game in Game 1 of the series, you know, they got to him. So I'm trying not to sneeze here, people. Trying to stay as professional as possible. But you know, the nostrils, they gotta do what they gotta do. But anyways, the Jays only had 6 measly hits today. Your top 4 or 5 guys in the lineup had nothing. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. went 2 for 4 in the ball game, so he did a great job. And Santiago Espinal went 2 for 4 in the game today. And I think if you're Espinal, man, Biggio clearly is not a third baseman. We've seen that countless times, and I think it was just kind of a tipping point yesterday because you see Biggio out there in right field today. He looked fine. And then you see Espinal there at third base. And he looked fine. And he's fine at third base. He's a great third baseman. So I'm totally okay with Espinal staying at third for the time being, at least until we get guys back and whatnot, and having Biggio out in right field. That's what I want to see. Question is, though, when guys like Hernandez and Springer, who are really close to coming to this team, you know, when they come back, what do you do with Espinal? Well, do you move him? Okay, well, who plays third base then? Do you put Biggio back there? You put Panic? Panic's kind of struggled over there at third. So what do you do? There's giant question marks coming when those guys return. But I wanted to bring up some crazy stats. Is that obviously the first Jays win at the Trop since August of 2019. That's ridiculous. Now, obviously, not a lot of games last year, right? And you go back to the previous year, you played all of September and then August. Maybe it's not as crazy as it sounds, but either way, first series win at the Trop in I guess technically almost 2 calendar years. Pretty crazy. But either way, the Blue Jays get the Series W. Was it pretty? No, it wasn't, by any means. But it's a Series W, and who cares? So we'll take it no matter what. The Blue Jays improved to now 10-11 on the year with all the injuries and with their front-loaded heavy schedule. They're 10-11 with all the injuries. Take it for what it is. People are going to, say, well, they're 10-11, they're not having a good year, blah, 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 blah. But they're having a really tough schedule to start their year. It's very front-loaded. And they're 10-11 with all these injuries. It's incredible. And watching these guys go out there day in, day out and be in ball games. It's great to watch. And even with the 1-0 W today, the Jays have now won 3 of 4. They won the finale against the Red Sox in that 2-game set, and you win 2 of 3 over the Rays. You've won 3 of 4 games. The great thing now is, I think the Jays come back home, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's back home. I don't think they go to DC. I think it's at home. No, I wrote in Washington. Never mind. On Tuesday, so they have the day off tomorrow. On Tuesday, the Jays head to Washington to take on the Nationals. It's a 7:07 first pitch there. Max Scherzer. Mad Max gets the start for the Nats. Oh, geez. And we have no clue who's pitching for the Blue Jays right now. What a combination. But we've seen that before, right? With Robbie Ray and Tyler Glass. No, it wasn't Robbie Ray. Who started game 1 of this series? Steven Matz. And Tyler Glasnow. Looked like, even though Matt's been having a great year, it looked like you were going to lose that game. You won that game. Right? With Ryu leaving this game early, did it look like you were going to win this game? No. So, as much as we're playing against Scherzer, I don't count this team out. And neither should you. All right? So, you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the ball game this afternoon, because it was a very good pitching duel from both sides, Hit that like button, I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you have not done so already, guys. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. The Instagram is down below, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Raptors edition, on Monday night as they host the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's a 7:30 tip-off there. Raptors looking for just to get back into the win column and, I don't know, maybe push for that 10th seed, but the way the Wizards are playing right now, it's going to be kind of tricky. I don't know. Bottom line, they play Cleveland tomorrow at 7:30. And as for the Leafs, their next game is on Wednesday as they take on the Montreal Canadiens at the Bell Center. It's a weird 8 p.m. puck drop there in Montreal. And as for the Blue Jays, so many damn teams to talk about. So for the Blue Jays, their next game is on Tuesday in Washington, D.C. as the Jays take on the Nats. Max Scherzer gets the ball for the Nationals. We'll have to wait and see how that goes, though. Game 1 of that series on Tuesday, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.